Hey guys, welcome back to the stuff. This week I am building a new workbench for this workshop. My existing one is not fit for purpose anymore. I've got too many tools, and yeah, just want an upgrade. A few extra drawers, somewhere to store my router table that I've built in a previous video, and just generally tidies up what is a messy small workshop. As today is my first video without doing a barbecue, we're not going over to the kitchen, so let's stay here and not do that. This is the workbench you see behind me in the start of every show. This is what I'll be upgrading today. As you can see, I've got a nice, this is a redwood pine top. I say nice, I never finished it really. It was laminated together in my kitchen before I refitted it. And it's been on there for about a year, and then I've just built it out of scraps and odds and ends that I had lying around the shed. So I've got one drawer at the top which has not got a runner on it. I've got a couple of shelves to just stuff things in, and then I've just got a bit of wasted space, I guess, under the vise, which has got a makeshift handle. And what I want to do is improve that really. Because one thing you learn really quickly when you're in a small workshop is that keeping tidy is very important. The plan is to put in a couple more drawers on this side and then have my router table on a sort of pull-out runner over here, and then maybe a couple more drawers at the bottom. I haven't planned it out in Google SketchUp or anything like that, but I'll just see how it goes as I go along. And of course the first job is to dismantle it, so I'm going to get my screwdriver out. Okay though, my workspace is now dismantled, so I'm now going to start the process of cutting some fresh wood and building a new workbench storage unit. So what I'm going to be using, I've got some 18mm plywood, much bigger bits than this is not enough, and some CLS. So with the CLS I'll be making a framework base just to go on the floor, just to keep the sort of drawer units that I'm going to put in off the deck and provide a solid base. And then the sides and all the drawers and the shelves I'll be using 18mm plywood. So let's get to cutting. So CLS is cut. I've just laid it out in the frame on the floor. You can see over here that whoever built this shed, it wasn't me, but I'd have probably built it as wonky. You've seen my walls in some previous videos. But it's not straight, so what I've done, I'm building the cabinet or the workshop bench square rather than trying to fit it to the walls. Just makes for a much easier build at this point in time. So I've got all the main parts of the carcass cut out. The two thin bits are going to be at the top, and they'll be what screws up into the bottom of my original worktop. And then I've got I've got three sort of sides, two which will form the drawer unit, and one which is just the other side of the unit, and then a base. So I'm just going to be putting that together by drilling some pilot holes in the top pieces and the bottoms, and screwing those in. So that's the basic box frame construction completed. I'm going to put some cross members, or a shelf rather, in here. That side's going to be drawers. I am going to also screw it to the back wall just to give it a bit more support. But yeah, it's looking good. So I've cut the shelf, which is going to go in here, which will hold my router table eventually. So that fits in quite nicely. But obviously I can't screw through this side because it's too close to this wall. I could put pocket holes in this side to hold it, but what I think I'm actually going to do is use a couple of old bits of, I think these are just pine that I've had lying around the workshop for a while, and I'm going to use those as shelf supports to hold the shelf. So for this side of the workbench, I'm going to be putting in some drawers. So I've got some drawer runners here, and they run in and out as you'd expect from a drawer runner. So what I need to do is cut some pieces of 18mm plywood to suit the drawer. So the width of the drawer will be this distance minus 2 of these drawer runners, because these will sit on insides of each side. And luckily for me, because this whole cabinet is the width of 1/4 sheet of 18mm ply, I only need to make it'll be 3 cuts per drawer essentially, a side, and a bottom, and I'll be putting the fronts so that they overlap the front of the cabinet. I've got the bits cut for the drawers, so I've got some bottoms, some sides and some backs. Now it's a case of putting them all together. I'm going to be using just a screwed construction for this. The reason for that, I could use dowels and glue, or a combination of different joins for it, but actually because I want a simple construction, if I ever choose to upgrade again or change in the future, I want something I can take apart and maybe reuse the plywood, and if I use glue and dowels, kind of means that it might break on deconstruction if I ever choose to do so. So drawer carcasses are all made and screwed together. So now what I need to do is fit some drawer runners. So these drawer runners extend out sort of like on a telescopic, they're 3-phase. But what I'm able to do is, you can see that there, is pull this catch and then they come apart. So what I'm going to, so with the part that comes out, that's the part that goes onto the side of the drawer. So that will go on the other side of here. And then this bit will sit on the side of the carcass of the actual bench. So what I've done is mark a line in the centre of the sort of space where the drawer is going to go. I've done the same on my drawers, and I'm going to screw this to that line and the other part to this line. So first drawer is in, that slides out quite nicely. So what I'm going to do now is just fit all the rest. So all the runners are in. I've just got to fix the drawers now. What I thought I'd take the time to say is the runners come with 8 of these small screws. So 2 for the runner and that go inside the carcass, and 2 that go into the side of the drawer. They're supposed to be rated to 40 kilos per runner, but actually they look a little bit small for my liking. So I've just used some of these 16mm wood screws I had lying around the shop, just to fill in some of the other holes and make it a little bit, make the connection point a little bit stronger, I guess. So all the drawer fronts, all the drawer carcasses are fitted, so I'm just going to chop the fronts and put those on and we're nearly done. So to fix the fronts of the drawers to the carcasses, I'm just using my trusty pocket hole jig. I'm going to put some holes in the bottom and the sides and then drill through from the front so I don't have any screw heads on the faces of the drawer fronts. Okay, so I have fitted the bottom drawer face where I want it, and then I'm using these window shims. If you haven't got these, they're awesome. They come in a big bag of different shapes and sizes. I use them for lots of things shimming related, but I'm going to use those as spacers in order to set the rest of the drawer fronts and screw them in. Again, I can't film this bit because I need to be in the drawers and it's quite difficult when I'm holding the camera as well. So I'm just going to get on and do that and I'll show you what it looks like after finished. Drawers are now in and the faces are on, and pretty pleased with the way that is all turned out. So what I've got to do now is stick some handles on there and put the worktop back on. I put the worktop back on the cabinet I've just built. You'll notice I've had to cut out one of the front supports because that's where the underside of the vice goes. So I'll be securing up through the bottoms of these, front and back, and I might put another block in over here just to give it some support on that side as well. Okay, so worktop is back on. Probably do with a bit of a tidy up. I just secured it from underneath for now. I'm not going to do the top today. Things I am going to do though is hide this gap. I'm just going to put a bit of, I've got a strip of pine I'm just going to put over there to stop things falling down, and I'm just going to put a board over those cables just so I don't chop them. And then the final thing I'm going to do is put some handles on my drawers. To fill handles on each of the drawers, I've just got some of these sort of half moon cup handles, I guess, so they'll go in the centre. They come with a couple of screws or bolts that you need to push through from the other side, and those bolts are they come, so I don't know whether you can see that on there, they come ridged so that you can easily break off the distance of thread that you need for the drawer that you've got. So all I'll be doing is measuring through, so I need two of the two extra bits of thread to go through into my handle. So I'm going to get these marked and drilled and I'll put these through. So with all the handles on, only one thing left to do, and that's to fill it up with all the rubbish that I had lying around. Well, I'm trying to throw out the rubbish and keep just what I need, but that's given me much more storage. All I need to do now is find out what I'm going to put in the space that I'm going to create once I've put everything in the drawers. So, end of another day here on Matt Does Stuff. Today I've built myself a new workbench, which is great. It's tidied up my workshop, and as a bonus I've managed to find some kitchen mugs that I've lost. I've got about 4 over there that I've left out in the shed one time or another. So yeah, really pleased with the way this has turned out, and now I'm going to go and celebrate with a beer. If anyone's interested, this is an Arbor New Zipper, which is a New Zealand Pale Ale. Great day's work. Remember, you stay safe and get some stuff done.